So welcome back. Welcome back. Y'all see me on, but doing this 3-hole oil change. All right, I do mine every 5,000 miles. Every 5,000 miles, I do all 3 holes. And what I mean by 3 holes is oil, transmission, and your primary crankcase. I know the service manual says otherwise for your transmission and your crankcase, and then of course 5,000 miles for oil. But since I'm already gonna be down here, why not just do all 3 at the same time? Every 5,000 miles. It ain't costing me but only a little bit extra time and a little bit extra money. I do my 3 holes and the oil filter probably for about $100. Go to Harley, get it, come back, do the job myself. All right. Your first step is I always warm up the bike because the oil comes out faster and easier once it's warmed up. So that's your first step. Second step, make sure you have a 5/8 socket. All right. All 3. Well, I got a 2013 Harley, so all 3 bolts for all 3 plugs are 5/8. Too easy. Make sure you have it. Make sure you have your socket wrench, and we're gonna get to work. I normally do the unplug the oil first, then the transmission, then the primary case. I always do it in that same order so that way I don't skip any steps. So that's what I do. Lastly, of course, will be the oil filter and then refilling all the oil. So let's get at it. All right. I don't know how well the lighting is down here, okay? But if you can see, I'll try to get different angles. You'll see right here, right underneath your bike, the one that sticks out, straight out, all right, to the side, is your oil drain plug, okay? Not the one that's all the way inserted. The one that you can see that you can twist, all right? That has the bolt, the 5/8 bolt in there, a plug in there, all right? That's your oil, all right? If you come over here, you see this little hole right here. Well, that little hole is made because your transmission plug is right up right here. All right, that's your second plug. All right, oil, transmission, oil, transmission, transmission, oil. Don't screw that up. And there she blows. All right. Can you all see that oil spillage? All right, you see it coming down a little bit. All right. Let me tell you about a trick. The trick is come up here and loosen your plug up here for your oil. All right, loosen it up. Just leave it resting up here, so that way, when you come down here, your oil drains a whole lot faster. Look at that. Look at that steady stream. You want all that oil to drain from your drain plugs, and you're doing this at home without a lift, having the bike straight up? Hey, here's a method. Hey, just rock your bike back and forth, like if you're rocking your baby to sleep. You'll get the majority of all that oil out, rocking it back and forth. But hey, do this at your own risk. Don't do this. Let your bike fall and blame Nori. No way. Do it at your own risk. Just rock it back and forth. Well, transmission drain plug time. Let's see if I can do this without getting any spillage on the floor. And voila, low. All right, I got the oil and transmission drain plugs off. They're draining. Now it's time for the primary crankcase. As you can see, I'm on the primary crankcase side. Now, if you look directly at the derby cover, under it, you're gonna see your 5/8 drain plug. 5/8 drain plug right there. Can't miss it. It's sticking out like a sore thumb. All right, you're gonna loosen that up and you're gonna drain that as well. And after you drain that, here goes your derby cover. You got 5 T27 bolts that holds it on. You're gonna loosen that up, and this is where you're gonna refill your crankcase oil, right in here. I'll show you that here in a minute. All right, while all three plugs are draining out, all 3 holes are draining out, let me show you this plug. All right, so here goes the plug. All right, like I said, 5/8 plug for all 3 holes. All right, all 3 of them at the end, at the tip, is magnetized. All right, so if you see any big metal chunks in any of those, you might want to take yours to the shop if you're not too mechanically inclined to find out what it is. Okay, also all 3 have O-rings. All right, I don't know how well you can see that. Those O-rings you should replace them after every oil change, but what I normally do is I change them every other time. All right, because they're really not too worn out after typically 5,000 miles, but every 10,000 miles I go ahead and replace those O-rings on each of those drain plugs. Okay, your next step is changing your oil filter. All right, I still haven't filled up all the oil. I left them out there. All right, but your next step, you get to the front of your front cylinder head, and you'll notice either a black or a chrome oil filter. Okay, that's your next step to replace. Now, I found the best tool for this is you can get this at Harley. All right, it just clamps up next onto the oil filter, and with your socket wrench, go ahead and loosen it up, turn it up. Now, if you have one of those oil filters with a hex nut on the end of it, then all you need is the socket wrench to loosen that out and get it taken off and replaced. Right, okay? As you can see, I've already taken off my oil filter. This is the new one. All right, now what I always do, you'll see this little ring, rubber ring right in here. Now what I always do is I lubricate that with some oil before installing my new oil filter back in. All right, some folks also put some oil inside the oil filter and before they put it in there, so that way, you know, the oil filter already has some oil in there. I don't do that. All I do is lubricate the rubber ring and straight up install it. All right, so when you're going in there, what you want to do is just hand tighten. And what I like to do now is, now that that's done, drain plugs replaced, oil filter is changed out, now I like to work in reverse. I start with the crankcase side, and I fill this up. Now, like I told you, got the derby cover off, and what I do is, all right, depending on your service manual, like I said, for oil, what to add, look at yours. Now, what I do, what's comfortable for me, all right, I get a quart of Formula Plus for transmission and your crankcase, your chain case, and that's all I put in there, 1 quart. All right, so let's get started. Also, I have this nice little nifty tool from Harley, so I don't get any leakage. I just go ahead and slap this puppy on, and that's it. We get ready to get started and pour this quart in there. All right, I'm done with my my primary chain case. Now I'll come back over to the right side of the bike. Now I'm getting ready to put oil into your oil hole. Okay, remember, left black knob. All right, or if you got chrome or whatever, your left twist turn knob, that's for your oil. Usually the right one, all right, that takes an Allen wrench to get it out, the chrome piece here is your transmission. All right, so I'm going to do the oil first. Now what I do here, I already know what's good for my bike, but like I can't stress enough, do what is pertains to your service manual for your year, model, and type of bike. I already know my bike takes 3.5 quarts, So that's what I put in there, 3.5 quarts. Let's get started. All right, I'm done with the oil, so I move next door, put my funnel, and get ready to fill up the transmission. All right, now what I do is, all I do is put 1 quart of that Formula Plus. All right, 1 quart of that Formula Plus. You can use whatever oil you feel like using. All right, there you have it. You have just completed your 3-hole oil change with transmission and your primary chain case. Don't forget the oil filter. Now, this is for this year model Street Glide. Now, I can't advise you anymore. Look at your service manual. If you don't feel comfortable doing a oil change on your bike, then go ahead and take it over to your local dealer and have them do it. But for me, this is how I do it. I do it on my own, and I only paid $104 for this oil change. And that's because of buying the supplies at the Harley dealer. Oil, O-rings, oil filter, altogether $104, and I'm done in about 45 minutes. All right. So, hey, don't forget, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go down to the comment section, put your comments in there. I'll answer them as quickly as I can. But for now, that's all I have. Time for me to get this puppy on the road. So, enjoy your ride.